you going? This is the first time I'm live. I'm an Australian. I I support um, Undead Chronic, Hammerhand, Christian Prince. Well, I watch them because they actually help me and show the truth. And growing up, we were lied to, and we're still getting treated like crap. Um, I'm an Australian, born in Australia. You know what they did on Anzac Day? Welcome to country. I mean, it's insulting. How many people from different backgrounds went and fought for Australia and New Zealand and died for the freedom that we have? Well, what freedom? Australia is not free. We are very dictated to what we can do and what we can't do. We are not free. I'm sick of hearing, oh, we're a free country. No, we're not. If I'm a free country, how come you just keep telling me what I can and can't say? Why do I have to agree with what you agree when I don't believe it? I believe it's wrong. I have friends who are different backgrounds, whose backgrounds are from all over the world, but they're born in Australia. Why do we have to be welcome to our own country? It's just no. I was shattered this morning. The first time that when I heard it, I didn't bother getting up. Normally, I go to war memorials and that to respect, remember, but that's not respecting my fallen family and other people's fallen families in the war. That's spitting on them, saying you had to be welcome to your own country that you died for. That's wrong. Okay, that's wrong. I love Indigenous people, but I'm born here. You're not welcoming me to my own country. You're not. It's my country. It's your country. So how about you have a bit more love instead of telling me that I have to bow to being welcome to my country? Nah, get stuffed. I'm not being welcome to my own country. I do not hate anybody, but I know being welcome to your own country is wrong. It's wrong. And I really wish the government and media would stop belittling Indigenous people. Stop making them alienated to everyone else. You're segregating Indigenous people from everyone else like there's something wrong with them. They're humans like everybody else. There's nothing wrong with Indigenous people. They're humans. Stop treating them like they're aliens. Like they can't be as intelligent, as educated, as bright as everybody else. When you know that's a lie, stop belittling Indigenous people with this welcome to country or poor you Indigenous. If you said that to me, I would basically think you're telling me I'm a piece of shit. You're not comforting me. You're not helping me. You're saying I'm dumb. And you're smarter, you can help me. That's what you're saying to Indigenous people as far as I'm concerned. You're not helping them, you're belittling them. And all this, welcome to country, poor Indigenous person, it's just like, you're belittling them. So to me, Indigenous people are just like every other human. They're smart, some are good at this, some are good at that. It's like any human. Okay, that's the spill on that. Next one, boomers. The maths exposes your BS. Okay, boomers. How when you're growing up with your family now, what is the thing you say? I want to leave a better future for my children. Is going from you in your era 3 times a yearly wage to buy a house to now 12 to 14 times a yearly wage to buy a house, is that leaving a better future for your for your children? It's not, is it? And then using the excuse we had to borrow money from banks. Okay, you pay it back. Don't expect your children to pay it back. Every excuse under the sun you boomers use. And when I was your age, yeah, it was cheaper. And that's a fact. That's a mathematical fact that you had it easier than we have it today. Oh, we got the technology, yeah. But you are not making it easier. You're making it harder. And I think it's the ego thing of the boomers going, well, they have to do it as hard as we did. Well, guess what? We're doing it like, what is that? Well, 11 times harder. By money, by life, by living standards. Everything is 11 times worse, harder. Okay, you boom. I think a lot of you boomers need to go back to school and learn maths because the maths destroys your arguments. All it says that all you boomers, you took everything, were greedy, and didn't think about the future for your children. That's what it says to me. And you will use every excuse. It was like the other day. I'm at the gym. I'm watching this old guy. He's doing the pull downs wrong. Like pull down, chest out, squeeze your back. I said that to him. He's, I'm old enough. I've known everything. And I'm just like, this is the problem with boomers. They get told they're doing something wrong. I know everything. No, you don't. Maths proves you're idiots. Maths proves you were greedy, inconsiderate, ungrateful sacks. That's what maths proves. That you boomers are a bunch of a-holes who are greedy, selfish, who think you worked hard. You didn't work hard. You figured out a scam and you scammed. You didn't use your heart. You didn't use your mind. And that's all you hear from people. And guess what? I don't hate Elon Musk. I love Elon Musk. I love Donald Trump because they're the rich people we need in the world who are actually trying to do things to help. Who've lost so much money doing this. Well, you pathetic people, you pathetic boomers, I mean, Trump and all that are from that era, but they're not a part of your boomer gayness. Your shit. Calling men pussies and weak when they've got a harder road to walk on. When Undead Chronic called that coward boomer out, you didn't hear from him again. He didn't have the balls or the kahunas to debate Undead Chronic. While he's sitting there calling all of us gutless pussies and that, Undead Chronic calls him out and the guy cowers. Yeah, mate. Yeah, boomer. You're the coward. You're the weak one. You got called out and did nothing. You're a typical boomer, a coward. You think that being a strong man is being violent? But being an asshole? No, being a man is being strong, being righteous, telling the truth, as Jesus said. All you think being a strong person is being violent, being killer, being this, scamming. That's not what a man is. You boomers lied to us and treated us like garbage. While you were greedy, ungrateful, and took everything. You had the industrial boom. You had a chance. You had a chance to do better for the children, and you didn't. No excuse of borrowing millions of dollars to leave your children with trillions of dollar debt excuses you. You are to blame, and the blame is being pointed at you. You will not get excuses saying you love your grandchildren. What a load of garbage. Your grandchildren are going to be paying what? By the time they get to be adults, 20 times to buy a house. You don't care about the children. Math proves it. Math, numbers that you use to do equations and get the equals and, times, negative, divide. Yeah, numbers that you use. Yeah, boomers. The numbers just destroy you. It just tells us everything we need to know about boomers. Industrial boom. But everything's getting developed. Everyone's making money, and instead of doing the right thing to make it work, so your children have better, you didn't. You increased everything. You become greedy. Oh, I think I've got to put a price up on this. And you know who does that? Not just you, everybody. So everything goes up, and all the people at the bottom suffer. And you boomers had a chance to change it, and you didn't. You kept everything increasing, so then we're just stuck in this. It's going to continue forever. This debt is just going to keep increasing. Because the people up the top go, oh, I need to make another profit. And the governments just go, okay, you give us a bit of money, and we'll make that happen. Like, you must think humans are fools. That we're all just zombies following like sheep. No, I'm not following you like a sheep. You're a scam artist. You boomers are scammers. I would love to meet that guy who went on stage and called all us generation a bunch of pussies. Dude, I'd be throwing you in the cage and going, all right, we'll see who's a pussy. Because that's the only language they know is violence, right? Boomers, that's the only language they know. Dude, you're too old. I'd hit you once and you'd be in hospital. Grow up. Stop calling us pussies. And we need to lift up our bootstraps. And when you were my age, because maths tells me you're a dog, you're ungrateful, you're a thief, and you had it easier than the generation today. Okay, that's done. That bit. Now I'm going to move on to relationships. Women with their lists and demands. Well, guess what? You're not a Christian. I'll just end it right there. That's it. You have a list of demands that you want for a woman. This goes with men too. You have a list of demands on a woman. Guess what? You're not a Christian. The only thing you have to worry about with people is if they're good or they're bad. That's it. If they're bad, obviously, then you're not meant to go with them. If they're good, that's where you go. Just assume it's going to be. It's not. There's no list of demands. That's not love. Read the Bible. If you're a Christian and you read the Bible, it tells you what love is. It tells you it's God. It's not the ring he can put on your finger. Okay. It's not how beautiful that girl is. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. It's not the house. It's not the saunas. It's not the plane trips. It's not the holidays. Okay. Don't tell me you're a Christian and you've got a list of demands for another human being, and you insult another human being. You go and. I'm not talking about when you're saying that the other side's trying to manipulate people. Going against other people who are saying something about you. I'm going at people who never meet people, who have a list of how they're going to look, what they're going to do, and all this. Yeah, that's not a part of God's plan. You make millions of dollars. God is about from here, the heart. This was worth like hundreds of millions of dollars. It's better to give than receive. So if it's better to give than receive, right? Are you giving when you're asking for a ridiculous amount of money on a ring? No, you're being a receiver, and you're not a part of God. There's smart ways to play this game, and there's heal the sick. What you think? Help the starving. That's Jesus. You think Jesus is going? Oh yes, you're entitled to a guy with $500,000, a mansion, and you don't do anything. You just turn up. Yeah, you do. Jesus is with that. No. Jesus is not with that. Not even close. All you women doing OnlyFans. Yeah, Jesus does not approve. Read the Bible. Definitely against that. And all these people on these. I mean, I listen to Undead Chronic and Hammy. I can't. The WhatsApp podcast. That dude's that guy's a punk. You're a punk dude. Take the horn of your you sort of go half in with your foot, And then when it gets a bit too hard, oh no, I don't want to do that. And then you got that guy who comes on who thinks he's some player. Talking about, yeah, I can have this woman, that woman, that woman. You're a dickhead. You're just as shit as the OnlyFans people. You're not some alpha male, you're an alpha moron. You're not even alpha. Because in the Bible, alpha is a man who marries one woman, they become one flesh, and death to us part. That's alpha male in the Bible. It's not I've slept with 7 million women. It's not that. That is against God. Ask any real Christian who knows the Bible. The people, OnlyFans, right? They're bad. Well, guess what? So's the sleaze. So's the player. Jesus does not approve of both. I hate to break it to you. Jesus does not like bad. Bad? No. Jesus against. All sin. Jesus does not like. Okay? I've been begging for years. I'm frightened of Judgment Day. But I know this is the truth. God does not approve of adulterous behavior. He does not approve. He does not care if you go, look at all the money I'm getting, all the guys I'm getting. God's going to go, yeah, that's fine. But when you knock on my door, you're not coming in. When you die and you go to Judgment Day, you'll knock on his door and you'll go, I don't know you. You did not respect me. You did not love me like I loved you, so I don't know you. Get out. Go to hell. Yes, I'm sorry. That's what Jesus is doing. He said the door is narrow. You are a dumbass. He's saying it's so hard to get into heaven. Do not test me. Jesus is saying, don't test me. You test me, I am not opening the door. What do you think God's some healthcare worker who's going, yeah, just come in. I know all the bad you've done. Just walk right in. Yeah, no worries. I'm like, OnlyFans. You had guys doing your 7 days to Sunday, 20 million dudes. Yeah, come straight into heaven. No. God's not doing that. God doesn't care about how many houses you got, how many cars, how rich you are. He does not care. Read the Bible. God is about you helping others. Bringing them up, not stepping on them. If you want to support the show, if you want to support the war band, consider donating. But he's also against evil. He does not support evil. If people are going, I'm going to be evil, Jesus is like, my Christians who follow me, you stop that evil. You stop that evil. Protect my children. And then Ivan, God's not a person who goes, oh, one person gets to have all the accolades and all the awesomeness. No, God thinks about every single person. That is his children. If you follow Jesus, he's caring about all of you who follow him. Not just a certain group of people. Read the Bible. I love my children. If there's one sheep that goes missing, I'm going to go find him as well because he's as important as the rest of the sheep. Read the Bible. These people who keep coming out going, oh, Jesus loved me, I can do OnlyFans and all that, and yeah, it's okay. No, it's not. Jesus is not in support of OnlyFans. Fall in love with a hooker. Oh my God, bro. No, I just don't understand how people keep saying they're Christians and they're doing sleazy and slutty behaviour. It's like you've got to take accountability of it and go, I'm bad, I'm wrong. Jesus, please help. You've got to realise that you're bad. You're a sinner. And all these people go, well, I'm good on this. No. You're a sinner. And if you can't admit that you're a sinner, you're gutless. You're a coward. Okay? And all them women who keep promoting this OnlyFans, you're giving me money, you worship money. Well, have fun. Have fun with your money because at the end, right? You think that you're not going to be judged. That you get to go through life. You get to go through life being nasty to other people and you think there's no consequences for it. you seriously have problems. Because if you can't feel that in your life, that eventually at the end, that you're not going to be judged for what you did, that, yeah, just have a think about that just for a second. You're going through life, right? You do something so cruel to another human being, and you never get caught for it in life. You get to live life and you die. You think that there's no God who's going to judge what you did to that other human being. It's right there for you. Everything you do in this life will be judged. It has to be. Because there's all through history, there's been pedophiles and everything, murderers and all that, who've lived all life, never went to jail, never that. You're gonna tell me that after they die, there's not God sitting there going, "Oh, you thought you got away with it, did you? You thought you got away with being evil to someone else? You really think you can go through life, be evil, and that's it? It's fine." I think you need help if you think you're not going to be judged on your life. You're judged in life for what you do. And you think you're not going to be judged after your whole life of what you do. We make movies, right? We make movies, music, everything, and we judge it. Well, you think there's not God sitting out there watching your life going, guess what? You judge all that, I'm judging you. So, I mean, people have to realize this. We are all sinners. But if you're not even going to attempt to do the right thing, you're not even attempting to be with God, with righteousness, with the goodness of life, with the humane people. I don't, like I watched that WhatsApp and I watched that other tweet. I watched the film like Undead Chronic is the one who showed me all this shit because I wouldn't watch anyone else but Undead Chronic and Hammer because every time I watched all these other programs with that have all the chicks around the table and it was just like the guys had put their foot in a little bit. They wouldn't go the whole way. They wouldn't be like Undead Chronic and Hammer. They're just not even close, not even the same ballpark. Because Undead Chronic and Hammer, they just go straight in and it's just like, no, this is the truth. You either like it or you don't. I don't really care. And that's what we need. That's the men we need. This is the truth. You can lie all you want, but bam, there it is. Undead Chronic and Hammer have been doing this for a very long time. And then you got the religious thing with Christianity, Islam, and all that. I go straight to Christian Prince. That guy, he's smart. And it's in the proof of how he promotes himself, how he puts himself forward. He's like, this is what it says. Yeah, and then all the people, he's a specialist in Islam, knows Quran, Hadith, and all that. And what he does, he just reads it. And mate, I've never seen people go off their head so quickly from their own books in what it says. If your book, right, someone reads your book, and tells you what it says, and then you sit there and go, no, I'm going to kill you. Yeah, that's what Islam people do. People who follow Islam, when Christian Prince reads their books to them, they threaten to kill him, and he just laughs at them. Because it's pretty stupid. You know, I used to watch David Lynn, David Wood, Sam Shimon, like for Christian content. But then it was sort of like the guys didn't have that bit where when it's time to
Do something that is different in motive. It's not. It's you stop. You pause and you just go, all right. Let's approach this from a place that is truth. Let's not get. Let's do what in the calm way. Let's approach this and make sure the message is understood. And Christian Prince is one of them people. Undead Chronic is, and so is Hammerhand. These are people who think about what they're going to say and make sure the message they say is heard. Whereas these other ones, they sort of sidestep the message, they tell bits of the message. They're not, they get a bit scared or something, like something's going to happen, and I'm just like, or they get defensive, call your names. I've had Christians call me names because I don't have a sect that I'm in. I'm not Catholic, I'm not Orthodox, I'm not Protestant, I'm not a Seventh-day Adventist, I'm not John the Baptist, whatever. John the Baptist, Christian, because none of yous in your sects where you scream it to the rooftops ever come to me to explain Jesus. You know why you didn't come to me? Because I grew up in the place that you're too afraid to go. While you say you believe in Jesus, you're too afraid to go to the places I was in. Scotch-tape on both bites work wonders. I think it's because they both bite interact. Okay, the place I was in, I never saw any religious people come to tell me about God. I had to find it for myself. So all this stuff that when you come on your high horse talking about you got to do this, you got to go to the church, you got to go, I'm going, hang on a second. You've never come to me with Jesus. I've come to you. I've come to your buildings after I done research and everything and believed in Jesus. I went through research of history, artifacts, and all that to believe in Jesus. None of you told me about Jesus. Okay, you didn't come to where I was from because you probably would have shit your pants because it wasn't a fun place to grow up in. But you didn't come and preach the gospel to me. So when you come out, oh, I'm the Christian, I do this, I go, it's just like, okay, fine, okay, you love Jesus, I love Jesus too, but don't tell me about your sect. Don't tell me if it wasn't for, your sect's the true sect and all that. And I'm like, okay, well, Jesus said to go to every nation and preach the gospel. I've never seen any of yours. So don't tell me that. Don't come to me and say, I do this and that. And I'm like, I was homeless. I used to have to steal to eat. I never knew anything about God. And I never saw yous. And when Jehovah's Witnesses used to come to our door, that was a big insult because, it was insulting. Coming to my door, no. And they don't know how to present the Bible. Jehovah's Witnesses don't know how to present the Bible because when you make a lie, you have to make sure you know that lie. And they don't know how to present the Bible. They don't know how to present God. A lot of people who have to lie just fall. Whereas Christians we've got to stop with this sect nonsense. It's not in the Bible. The only place that anything's like that in the Bible is in Acts. They were first called Christians at Antioch. And the first Christians were the disciples, the Jewish disciples. Peter, John, Thomas, James. The first disciples were Jews, and then through the history, they ended up in the concaves, or what do you call them, underground, and they were before the Romans changed to Christianity. They thought they were accusing Christians of being vampires because of communion. They weren't Catholics. They weren't anything. were just followers of Christ. And they were called Christians. And they were Jews. They were Jewish Christians, the first Christians. And then the first one who wasn't Jewish to get baptized was whatever Cornelius or whatever his name is, the Roman. He got baptized. That was the first one who wasn't Jewish to get baptized. So all these people, like, this is what I hate about the Hebrew Israelites. They keep going, we're the chosen ones, you're disgusting. And that. I'm like, dude, the Bible even has a Roman getting baptized by a Jewish disciple. Like, do you even read the book, or are you just a racist who has to get on his stool and, different race, we're the ones? It's like, you sound like Hitler, man. Hitler had the same thing, blonde and blue eyes. He was no Christian. Hitler was not, he hated us because we didn't like him because of what he was doing. What do you think Christians were for gassing Jews? Are you insane? Out of all the people in the world, Christians love Jews. Real Christians love Jews because Jesus was a Jew. The disciples were a Jew. In fact, a majority of the first Christians were Jews. And you're going to tell Christians that Hitler was a Christian? No, definitely not a Christian. No Christian would gas Jews. No Christian should be threatening Jews. Like real Jews. I'm talking real Jews. The ones who believe in the one God. No Christian would ever attack a Jew. The ones these Christians who keep going, Palestine, Palestine. Yeah, you think Jesus is happy with that? Killing, like, starting a war with the Jews and then getting upset when the Jews fight back. You think Jesus is going, yeah, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Yeah, no, Jesus definitely not for that. Jesus isn't a psycho killer. Maybe all you people who support Palestine are psycho, ruthless, murdering people, but my God, Jesus is not. Definitely not. Jesus would not invade somebody, kill them, and then go, I'm the victim. Because that's what Hamas did. They were in charge of Palestine, right? So Palestine is under the order of Hamas. So everyone in Palestine is under Hamas. It's like a football team. That's your football team. That's your group. You start something with them, well, guess what? Everyone is a suspect. Everyone is guilty. Because what in a murder case, right? If someone murders someone and you know they murder, guess what? You get convicted. You get convicted because you knew the murderer. The Palestinians know Hamas. And they killed. They knew Hamas killed. Guess what? The Palestinians are guilty too. It's right there in your faces, man. We have it in most countries. If someone murders, right, and you do not go to whatever, the hit squad. We call them police. I call them hit squad because they're protecting the servant. I'd like to say that, but Hamas, Palestine, they are that team. Okay, I'll just make so you can understand it. That's that team. They, Hamas, went into Israel, killed people, right? Is this what really adulthood is? Got hostages. Israel is getting attacked. They turn around and go, okay, we're coming to get you. Hamas, in charge of Palestine. So Palestine, Hamas, that's they're them, right? All of them, Palestine. Everyone in Palestine, right? Your leaders. They went to Israel and killed. And then Israel goes, all right, we're going to protect the country. And what did Palestine do? Played victim. Everyone around the world played victim. You can't start a war and then play victim. That's not how it works. I'm sorry. Okay? I don't. I'm a person who looks at it like this. No one wants murder, death, war. But if you start it, you don't get to play victim. You do not. If you start it, and they like to say, well, it's been going forever. Palestine existed in 1948. Not before then. It was Palestinia. That was named by the Romans. Palestine was named by the British. There is no indigenous Palestine. Everybody suffers. Go read your history. They all suffer. Okay? Israel, this might come as a shock to you, has existed since Jacob. If you read the Bible and you know the Bible, Israel started when Jacob's name was changed to Israel. And his children were called the Israelites. Maybe go pick up the book and read it so you know where the Israelites come from. Because they are Jacob's children. They are the Israelites. He was given the land of Canaan. And guess where Canaan is? Palestine. Palestine used to be Canaan and it was given to Jacob. His name was changed to Israel. So where Canaan is Israel. You know, there's all these things. It's just so simple to see. But people want to play stupid games. What's the old saying? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And Palestine earned a very big, stupid surprise for playing a stupid game. And I guarantee a lot of them are. Like a lot of them around there, like Iran, Lebanon with Hezbollah, and then you got the Iranians. If they keep playing stupid games with Israel, a lot of innocent people in them countries are going to suffer. Because you're not going to beat Israel. They are stronger than you because while you were all being stupid, Israel was building, making, constructing, doing what people do. And they made not just a great country, they also built their army, their weaponry. So, yeah. So just, everything's just, yeah, it is what it is. So, God bless. I've had my rant. So, peace out. Jesus is God.